Warning, the following video contains spoilers for Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 1. If you haven't seen Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 1 yet or do not want to be spoiled, please refrain from watching this video. You have been warned. Aight!
From now on, you won't listen to your guidance counselor, you're gonna listen to me. Is that understood?
Yeah, Sensei.
Good.
What's going on, King and Queen Cobras, and welcome back to the dojo. You know, I just finished watching Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 1 for the second time, and I can tell you that you are not ready for what is going to happen leading into the first chapter of the final season. I'm going to tell you exactly why that is, but before I do, I must warn you guys that this is a spoiler review, so if you don't want to be spoiled, head on over to this spoiler-free review in the card right here, so you won't get spoiled. But when it comes to Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 1, you should all know that there are twists that happen in this season, in this first part, that may in fact change the way you view the show. Everything is different, is the same. As far as my content goes for Cobra Kai, be sure to join my countdown and watch party stream happening on the evening of the 17th, leading into the 18th, as well as a spoiler stream a few days after release to go alongside this spoiler review as well. Plenty of content on the way to get a hold of, but for now, let's get into this spoiler review.
Let's begin!
Cobra Kai Season 6 takes everything that we know in the story so far and revisits aspects of past rivalries, making them feel completely fresh. These are rivalries that have been going on since the beginning. Robbie and Miguel, Tory and Sam, and even more recent ones like Kenny and Anthony. If you've been following Cobra Kai since day one, you'll know what to expect and see when it comes to these rivalries. But what makes these so intense this time around is because of the fact that they're for a much bigger cause. The Saikai Taikai tournament is just around the corner, and with the kids along with their senseis, they must find a way to work together if they want to win this tournament and prove that they are truly the best that the world has to offer. If you thought that the preparation for the All Valley was intense, wait till you guys get a load of the Saikai Taikai. It's grueling, and I can't wait for you guys to see what kind of training they have to face. As for the tournament itself, it can be described as an experience that Mike Barnes alludes to in this clip as horrifying.
Who's ready for that?
Mike Barnes returns this season, and this time, since he can no longer sell his furniture, he's back to being karate's bad boy as an assistant sensei. And as you can see from that clip, he is not pulling any punches. He's there to help make selections for the tournament, and his selections alone will be the ones that are chosen for the Saikai Taikai. This tournament is going to be unlike anything anyone has ever experienced before, but the question remains, now that everyone seems to be finally getting along, will the pressure of the tournament get to them? In a predictive sense, that is a resounding yes. Guys, if you have senseis that can't even figure out or settle on a dojo name, which is the precipice of that first episode, you know that there are bigger fish they're gonna be ready to fry. They do eventually settle to go with Miyagi though, with an eagle flying through the sun on the back of the gi. But throughout this season, reoccurring themes present themselves once again. Daniel and Johnny spar between borrowing time to train the group and end up taking each other's days, which causes pressure between them. More relationships that have been explored between characters in the past come back and threaten to repeat themselves as well, once more, as the group battles to see who will make the cut to be in the Saikai Taikai tournament, as well as the male and female captains for this epic tournament. Season 5 had a lot of twists and turns between the characters. There were plenty of face and heel turns, along with surprises that none of us could have predicted. For Season 6, this is toned down a bit, not completely, but you will understand why that is, and it is without a question the lead up to the Saikai Taikai by the end of the season. As in past seasons, Cobra Kai Season 6 is no stranger to the past, and as we've seen from the trailer, we are going to bear witness to a secret held by Mr. Miyagi himself that Daniel didn't even know about. And that secret, as you guys will see by the end, is the fact that Miyagi-san himself competed in the Saikai Taikai tournament. This was indicative by the bloody headband that Daniel found in Mr. Miyagi's secret chest. The reasons why he kept this a secret from Daniel at this point is unknown, but it absolutely rips Daniel to his core. You see, Daniel was always seen Miyagi-san as a father figure, someone who could do no wrong, but to see this, he will undoubtedly question who he really was. I feel that Daniel probably should have known better through his trip to Okinawa in season 3 from what he learned from Chosen and everything else that happened, that things aren't always what they appear or seem to be. As always, when it comes to Cobra Kai, when things appear to be peaceful in the valley, there's always snakes lurking in the grass. Season 6 introduces a multitude of these snakes, both old and familiar faces, as well as new faces. As always, the show does a great job giving us context clues, keeping us on the edge of our seats, making us wonder if any senseis plan on coming back or turning on one another on both sides of the dojo. Character growth and development continues as well this season, and one of the biggest growths from any character in the show is Tory Nichols. If we think back to everything that Tory has gone through since she was first introduced in Cobra Kai, from Samantha LaRusso's accusations of her stealing,
Listen, I didn't rob your mom, bitch.
to being cheated on by Miguel,
Come take your time with me. Come on and ride with me.
this girl has been put through the ringer.
Not hard enough. To break it, you must use all your power. Are you even trying?
And now that she has finally put those demons past her, she seems to be in a good place with her boyfriend Robbie, and now seemingly friends with Samantha, which after that cafeteria fight, guys, to be honest, I truly didn't think that would happen. And after seeing her cheer on Hawk to break Dimitri's arm, that made me think that that could never come to fruition.
Do it! Finish him! Mom, finish him!
Beyond that, her growth gets put under a magnifying glass even more this season, as by the end of the season, she is put to the ultimate test when her mom tragically dies. Following her death, she is forced to fight in a captain's duel deciding match against her longtime rival, Samantha. Tory has absolutely lost it at this point and is not okay, and her fighting is questioned as she takes multiple cheap shots at Sam, fighting aggressively. The fight is eventually called off after Amanda finds out what happened, but this life moment for Tory seemingly changes the trajectory of her character into a much more darker person who seemingly does not appear that she will be coming back to the light anytime soon. Another threat that is a familiar threat that is none other than John Kreese. We were excited to see him break out of prison last season, but it seems as though he has learned absolutely nothing, as he is certainly up to his old tricks once again as he teams up with Sensei Kim to usher in a new and even more dangerous generation of Cobra Kai. A lot of the younger characters are seemingly working hard to find their own identities now. Devon, for instance, is trying to find her own path following the events of Season 5, but you'll find that she is doing it for all the wrong reasons. Devon craves attention from Mike Barnes, including sabotaging her own teammate Kenny and throwing Anthony LaRusso under the bus for it. Devon has done some dark deeds this season, and she is about to get what she asked for in this tournament, but by part 2, I think that she is going to be regretting for what she truly cheated for. And Kenny, after the fall of Cobra Kai, seems lost and vulnerable. His brother Sean, now out of juvie, seems to be looking over him and trying to help him find the right path. But Kenny is very conflicted now that Cobra Kai doesn't exist anymore. He eventually comes around, but only to be left alone again in the dark by Devon's actions in the final round of Mike's Barnes selections. This will undoubtedly come back to haunt Devon, as I mentioned earlier, but what does it mean for Kenny? I truly think that Kenny may in fact figure things out in time, and when he does, someone's going to be hit up by the silver bullet, a move that was taught by his former sensei, Terry Silver.
I call it the silver bullet.
That's good.
You like that, huh? If you strike at the right speed and trajectory, right between the ribs, you can cause your opponent significant damage. Literally, take their breath away.
Both of these characters have a lot of pressure this season, working to try to prove themselves. As seniors, the biggest decision you will make in your high school lives is what college you will attend in the fall. That is a reoccurring theme playing out in real time in Season 6 Part 1, as everyone is working to find out what school has accepted them and where they will be for the next 4 years. Sometimes these decisions cause a rift between friendships and can actually break the bond of close and even the bestest of friends. This is a theme that is explored deeply between Hawk and Dimitri through most of this season, as Dimitri becomes very selfish and obsessed with MIT, and gets angry that Hawk seems to have changed his mind upon visiting one of the local community colleges in the valley. This is something that plays out in Season 6 very well, and I found it very interesting that they were able to relate such a difficult topic of conversation in this show. It came across so well on the show in ways that fans can easily relate to, especially those who have college-aged kids, high school kids who have recently committed to colleges or will be doing so within the next few months. This is truly well done. The way that a lot of these scenarios play out this season, though predictable and in some instances are very enjoyable, and by the end of Part 1 of Cobra Kai Season 6, you will absolutely want to see what happens next. There is a cliffhanger at the end of this season, you guys, that is up there with one of the biggest cliffhangers from the entire series. I'm not doubting you guys here on this one. You will not see it coming. I didn't personally, but when it plays out, you guys, on the screen, I can promise you that your jaw will hit the floor. Seeing the Queen Cobra once again come on screen, donning the black gi and the yellow cobra, is truly a chilling sight. Looking in her eyes in this scene, you can truly tell that she is completely lost and gone. Peyton List went through a flurry of emotions with her character this season, and I applaud her for her performance. She did an absolutely fantastic job with the show for what Tory went through. Through the many surprises that happened this season, and the ones that are somewhat predictable, I can promise you this, guys. The acting is top-notch as always and consistent with what we can come to expect when it comes to Cobra Kai. I give Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 1 an 8 out of 10. It's a continuation of a strong franchise, and though some scenarios are predictable, it will still have you at the edge of your seat by the end of the season. Although seeing that everything is different is the same once again on this season of Cobra Kai, as it is admittedly beginning to get a tiny bit repetitive, there is still plenty of new and plenty of familiarity to counterbalance that, keeping you on the edge of your seat. Don't miss this season of Cobra Kai, coming exclusively on Netflix this Thursday, July 18th. I'll be hosting a countdown and watch party livestream for it, so you won't want to miss it as we get closer and closer to the finale of Cobra Kai. So be sure you guys are subscribed to the channel with your bell notifications turned on, and if you haven't already, be sure to show no mercy to that like button as well. Until the next video, Cobras, I'm your host with the most, A to the B, Albert Perkins, and we will see you in the next video. Until then, and as always, strike first, strike hard, no mercy.